Senate Democrats who are facing tough races in November have asked you to delay action on immigration. How have the concerns of other Democrats influenced your thinking, and do you see any downside at this point to delaying until after the election?
All right, folks, welcome to Gimme 5. That was the president last week at his press conference being asked about his executive order, his pending executive order on illegal immigration and giving amnesty, in effect, to millions of people. And is he going to delay it until after the election due to political concerns? Now, here's what he says.
I have to tell you that this week I've been pretty busy, focused on Ukraine and focused on ISIL and focused on making sure that NATO is boosting its commitments and following through on what's necessary to meet 21st century challenges.
All right, so there you go. As it turns out, we now know he is delaying the whole thing. And the speculation is almost 100% that it's political in nature because it'll place Senate candidates in jeopardy in November if he acts now. Instead, he'll wait till after the election. But he denies it here. Here's more.
Jay Johnson and Eric Holder have begun to provide me some of their proposals and recommendations. I'll be reviewing them. And my expectation is that fairly soon I'll be considering what the next steps are. What I'm unequivocal about is that we need immigration reform, that my overriding preference is to see Congress act.
But he knows Congress isn't going to act. So what's left? See this? It's called a pen.
We had bipartisan action in the Senate. The House Republicans have sat on it for over a year. That has damaged the economy. It has held America back. It is a mistake. And in the absence of congressional action, I intend to take action.
He intends to take action. Of course he does, because he's got a pen and a phone, which I still don't really get the phone part, but he's got a pen. And this is all political, and he knows it's unpopular. If this was so popular with the country, if everybody wanted this, if there was such bipartisan agreement, then he would take this action now. He would have taken it yesterday. He's going to wait till after the election because he knows it will be a disaster for the country and for the Democrats because the country doesn't want it more.
To make sure that we're putting more resources on the border, that we're upgrading how we process these cases, and that we find a way to encourage legal immigration and give people some path so that they can start paying taxes and pay a fine and learn English and be able to not look over their shoulder but be legal since they've been living here for quite some time.
All right, so Mr. President, this is while he was still at the NATO summit, getting ready to fly back. We now know what his decision is, that he's not going to do this sooner. He's going to do it after the election. So here, knowing full well that that was the case, here he is tap dancing around the issue, misleading around the issue. Listen.
I suspect that on my flight back, this will be part of my, my reading, taking a look at some of the specifics that we've looked at, and I'll be making an announcement soon. But I want to be very clear. My intention is, in the absence of action by Congress, I'm going to do what I can do within the legal constraints of my office, because it's the right thing to do for the country.
Well, if it's the right thing to do for the country, and it's hurting the economy, and it's screwing everything up, why haven't you done it? Why are you waiting now until after the November elections? Do it today. You should have done it yesterday if everything you say is true, if your convictions are so heartfelt, and if your read of the situation is so on target. Do it now. No, America won't like it, and will suffer at the polls. On the Steve Malzberg Show on Newsmax Television.